workout from the penthouse gymnasium here at View Park Tower, the 21st floor. But then it's so fantastic. I love the determination for those guys. I hope are keeping fit and keeping up with those guys. That was the workout. So right now, Rise Africa starts. Remember, we are live from the ATV studios here at the View Park Towers, and this is a Rise Africa. My name is Michael Mwikamba, and we've got a lot lined up. You know, Rise Africa starts with the catch-up, and then the health tip, the business Mwananchi, and today we're going to be giving you hints on how to be on our business Mwananchi from next week, because we relaunch it bigger and even better from next week. We're going to give you tips on how to be on business Mwananchi. We have the quote of the day, inspirational moments, safety, guest of the day, habits, DIY. You know the drill. Need I say more? Need I say more? But first, we start with the catch-up. And today being Friday, we are keeping it African, embracing our African side. And I told you I'll come back with a dramatic outfit. I hope it fits all the drama that it's supposed to have. And start up with the catch-up on our African nature. There has been discussion. Earlier on this season, I asked you, what would you like to remain? What would you like to retain? Which culture, which behaviors in your culture would you like to retain and are still relevant in the modern world? We went out in the streets, and some people told us this.
Okay, my name is Tabitha Wasinda. I'd like traditional foods to be kept because they were good, they're nutritious, and that time there were no many diseases. You know, they keep us from. You use traditional oil, the milk, those type of stuff. Yeah, and the medicines. You know, most of these medicines we do, they go and use the herbs, the aloe vera. But all people, they used to know those things. So I think they should be.
Jina ni Ruben Mochombo. Niko nasema tamaduni ni vizuri kuendeleza na tamaduni, manake Waswahili wenyewe wanasema mwacha mila ni mtumwa. Sasa ukiwa unaacha tamaduni unakuwa kama mtu ambaye ni mtumwa. Tamaduni kunazo kama zile za sherehe hivi ya ndoa. Pia kuna tamaduni zingine kama zile za watu wengine mpaka wavae necklace kama tamaduni. Na kila kabila iko na tamaduni zake. Tutaweza kuona kwamba kama sisi tutakuwa na tamaduni zile ambazo tuko nazo, na ukienda kabila nyingine pia utapata pia nao wako na tamaduni zao. Kwa hivyo sio vizuri kuacha utamaduni.
Caroline Ngesa. What I would say about this topic is that we should maintain our African culture, the way we dress, the way we present ourselves as Africans, and also about the marriage. I think we should also honor it as Africans. Yeah.
Okay, I'm Goldie Jefferson Wilton Mululu. We are from Tribe, Western Province. I would like to encourage Kenyans on behalf of some traditional beliefs and cultures. Out of Western Province, we have some cultures like the way we used to pay dowries within the tribes. I could encourage it to continue because it was one of the simple ways that people could negotiate and people could get respect from the both families. Two, we have a culture of circumcision. This is actually going on within this time, even within August, every after 2 years, that has reduced the existence of transmission of diseases like AIDS. So I think circumcision could be given a chance to be continuing as a culture from Western Province. Thank you.
Interesting views right there. So many different things that we can actually maintain from our traditional side, and they're still relevant in the modern world. And I love how different people are, and I love the different views that we love about our Africanness, and I love the different things that we love about our nature, being Africans. It's proud to be African. It's good to be African, especially this morning. And where I come from, it rained today. There's been heavy pours. It has rained today, and if you didn't carry an umbrella or gumboots, you are most likely drenched. And if you are coming from walking so far in town and with the pools of water and trying so hard to walk stealthily so that you don't spray your trouser with a lot of mud and rainwater, it doesn't look nice after it dries up. And it's not a good day to be walking around with white pants either. it's not a good day. It's not a good day to wear something bright. Just be cautious. It's rainy. It's rainy. If you're coming, Nairobi is still raining. The CBD is raining. And there's a lot of drizzle out there. But then we'll catch up with the weather later. I was just giving you a hint of my experience this morning. But then one thing I'd like to keep in my African side will definitely be the food. I love the food, different kind of food. The mokimo. I love githeri, which is strange. And then I love fish when it's done well. I just love everything that is done. If I could maintain anything, I'd keep food. I'm very foodie. I know I don't look it, but then I'm very foodie. And the wedding ceremony, they're very dramatic. I love all of them. That's one thing I'd keep. But then what would you keep in the African side? Start the conversation. Remember, hashtag Arise Africa is the trending tag. Today being Friday, we are keeping it African. So what would you maintain? What kind of traditions would you maintain from the traditional side that are still relevant in the modern world? Let me know what you know and tell us, and we'll be sure to read some of your comments later on the show. But then remember, the lines are on there, displayed on the screen. Arise Africa is the hashtag. Aviation TV Kenya on Facebook, at Aviation TV Kenya on Twitter, and start the conversation. It starts now. And right now, I'd like to move to the healthy tip and get a health tip for the day before we move on to hints on how you can be on our business, Mwananchi. Interesting pointers right there from coriander. Coriander is just what we commonly known as dania. When we have it on our food, it's usually one of the spices that people like using with their food to spice up their meal. But apart from spicing up your meal, here are some of the tips. I hope you've been keeping up reading. I can just read some of them for you. It said it helps with kidney stones. Since it helps detox, it's a good in detoxification. It helps to prevent kidney stone. It's good for your bone health. You can see a lot of things are good for your bone health. Since it's rich in calcium, it's good for your bone health, and it lowers blood sugar. It lowers blood sugar. This is the reason why it helps in the secretion of, it stimulates actually the secretion of insulin from your body, which helps lower the blood sugar. And it's also an immune booster. What else do you need to know? What else do you need to know? Let us know on Arise Africa, the trending hashtag, and Aviation TV Kenya on Facebook, at Aviation TV Kenya on Twitter. Let us know what you think about our health tip, what you need to learn, what different things that you use in your house, in your cooking, what you eat, the fruits, the juices you have. Do you take a lot of water? What are the benefits? If you feel we need to let you know that on health tip, remember you can tell us, hashtag Arise Africa. And right now, I'd like to move to Business Mwananchi now. And Business Mwananchi, today is actually the last day of our promotional week. We have been having a promotional week the whole of this week, letting you know what Business Mwananchi is all about. And when you see me in the street walking around randomly into shops, what I mean when I say Business Mwananchi, my crew and I are usually going around, you're trying to catch up with the best businesses. And you feel your business, and if you feel your business is one of those businesses that you actually envy and you feel like, I have a story here and these guys need to tell my story from my own point of view. Hit us up, hashtag Arise Africa, Aviation TV Kenya on Facebook, at Aviation TV Kenya on Twitter. We'll be sure to book a date and come cover and tell a story from your point of view. The whole essence of Business Mwananchi is actually just to let you know, tell others and inspire others through your creative story, through your entrepreneurial story, how you started, what are some of the challenges you faced, and how did you come out from those challenges? Was it hard? Was it easy? Did you need help from any other places? How does your business run? Where is it located? What does it deal in? And so many things about a business, just telling a story from your point of view, and that is what Business Mwananchi is all about. But then just to give you a hint of what we've been having before on Business Mwananchi as we wait to relaunch it bigger and better next week. This is some of the Business Mwananchi we had earlier.
Naitwa Peter Mwangi. Mimi naishi Dandora. Mimi kazi nimeshafanya miaka kama 20.
My name is George. I'm in charge of sales in a company called Siozumi. We manufacture this product. It's called Magnificent Dashboard Cleaner. We also have another product called Magnificent Tire Shine.
Mimi kwa majina naitwa James Kotia, lakini ile inajulikana sana kwa hii kazi yangu ni Moses. Na hii kazi ya construction ilianza 2000 mpaka wa leo.
I'm Philip Morioki. I'm the shop manager at Inix Electronics Company.
Jina mimi naitwa Elisha Kiumbi.
My name is Patrick Maingi, and I do a business of lighting systems.
And different stories right there. That's all Business Mwananchi is all about. Different stories, businesses that are large scale, small scale. You can have the technical ones, the kind that are actually soft, the artistic ones. We do not discriminate. A business is a business. A brilliant mind is a brilliant mind. And if you think you're entrepreneurial enough, or you're perfect in management, and you feel like this is my story, I've gone through these steps to make my business happen. I just started and I'm pretty excited about it. If you feel that those are some of your stories and you are in either of the sides, you just started and you're excited about the growth, or you've been there for a long time and you feel like my wisdom has grown, and you feel like you need to share your story and inspire others. And actually another way to let your business get known out there, our lines are usually free. Hashtag Arise Africa on Facebook and Twitter. Our trending topic is hashtag Arise Africa. That's a trending tag. And Business Mwananchi is where you'll be featured, and we'll book a date with you and come cover you. Remember, we deal with different people, the distributors. We've seen distributors, we've seen suppliers, we've seen contractors, we've seen entrepreneurs of different kind, and it's really inspiring since all of them have different stories. It's so cool how you learn about different stories. That's the business that we like to deal in, the kind of business that Business Mwananchi is all about. There's so many businesses. But then we move on to our quote of the day, just to give you a good food for thought. Wow, a quote by Miles Monroe there. Desire is craving enough to sacrifice for. Desire is the craving that's enough to sacrifice for. That's Miles Monroe with the quote for the day, and it's really inspiring. I hope it gave you a food for the thought. If you feel you've got another interesting quote that we feel we need to feature there, and that is fantastic, that can really give people a food for thought, just let us know on our lines. Hashtag Arise Africa is the trending tag. Aviation TV Kenya on Facebook, at Aviation TV Kenya on Twitter. The numbers are on the screen, so prepare. Use your Facebook wisely, and let me know. Just give us a feedback that we need so that we know how to serve you better. Yeah, that is all Arise Africa is all about. And we still have a lot to come. We still have the safety tip. We still have the habit. We still have DIY. Just to let you know what you can do by yourself in the DIY segment. We still have our guest for the day. It's really exciting. It's really exciting. I hope you're keeping tabs, and you've been seeing our guests for the day with their all different inspiring stories. stories. Our guest for the day is going to be pretty interesting, so stay tuned for that. We still have the good vibes. We have the performance lounge. That's from our guest. And we still have our feature for the day. So much to look forward to in Arise Africa. But right now, we get our inspirational moment. What inspirational moment is all about? It's just to give you, it's a feature, short film, like 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, doesn't really matter. But then the words of the day, it just gives you a good motivation, a good boost, something that you need to work hard for. If you feel like you need motivation or motivational boost, this is the thing you need to look out for. Inspirational moment.
When you know within yourself that there's something you want to do, and I believe that all of us were born with a purpose, that all of us have something that we are supposed to do, that all of us have some goodness within us, and that goodness gives us a responsibility to manifest our greatness. Not only is it possible for you to have your dream, but it's necessary. It's necessary that you have it, that you work on it, that you develop yourself, that you go for what is yours in the universe.
Every single day when you wake up, you better be spending time on your dreams. You better be spending time on you ain't got time to waste. It is a sense of urgency.
It's a character of who you are. It's not the title that makes you. It's not the success that makes you. The character defines the success, defines the fame, and it starts right there. They're won in the thousands of hours in the training room, in the labs, in the 5 a.m. runs, and when it's raining, when everyone else is sleeping. That's when it's won. The heart of a champion is a light switch that's always on. It doesn't go on and off when someone's watching. It's constant. It's how you look at something. If your name's attached to it, and you do it right, the best of your ability every single time.
And the problem with some of y'all is you want somebody else to support your dream. It's yours. I don't owe you a dime. It's your dream. If you want it to happen, get your butt up and make it happen. If you want it to happen, rise and grind.
That if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, and if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after this thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty, famish, or gulf, sickness or pain of body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want.
And the title of 2013, three-time Mr. Olympia, Bo Peep!
Now that's that thing called life, is that it is always changing. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. I can tell you that now. Be aware of that. Things are not going to work out exactly right. For a time they will, sometimes, and that's when life is just playing a game with you. I don't want to play anymore. I don't care how good you are, I don't care how talented you are, I don't care how much you work on yourself. There are some times when things aren't going to go right. They just are not going to go right. There are times when anything that can happen will happen. But during those down moments, that's where the growth takes place. That's where the work is. See, anybody can feel good when they have their health, their bills are paid, they have happy relationships. Anybody could be positive then. Anybody can have a larger vision then. Anybody can have faith under those kinds of circumstances. See, but the real challenge of growth, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, comes when you get knocked down.
And some of you in your life, the reason why you're not blowing up, the reason why you're not successful, you have not learned to pass. You think just because it's an opportunity, it's for you. And not every opportunity is for you.
All of us have experienced some tragedy, and if we haven't, we will. And you can either let it destroy your life, or you can build upon it. You can permit it to let it hold you down, or you can decide, I'm not going to let that happen to me. I'm bigger than this. It's not going to be easy. When you want to change, it's not easy. If it were in fact easy, everybody would do it. But if you're serious, you'll go all out.
You all fall down in life. The question is, who gets back up?
Forgive and grow.
You're about to separate yourself from the pack and you're about to be on top.
If you want to begin to move into your own personal greatness, you've got to be willing to go against the tide. You've got to be willing to harness your will and say, in spite of this, I'm in control here. I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm not going to let this destroy me.
It's not your circumstances or your situation that determines if you're going to be successful or not. I've been telling you, it's your mindset. It's the way you see it. It's the way you think it.
Your mind is a battleground. Touch somebody and tell them the enemy's after your mind. Out to worry you to death. Out to stress you to death. Out to break you down. Out to make you quit. Out to make you think that you can't get up. Out to make you give up on your dream. The warfare is in your mind. It's not in your checkbook. It's not in your savings account. It's not on your job. The fight that you got to fight is in your mind. And if you whip it in your head, you can whip it in your checkbook. You can whip it on your job. You can whip it out of your children. But you got to drive it out of your head.
I'm coming back. And I'll be stronger and better because of it. You have got to make a declaration that this is what you stand for. Standing up for peace of mind. You're standing up for health. You're standing up for your dream. You want it. And you're going to go all out to have it. Let it go and begin to focus on developing myself. And I say to you, you're going to have people to do things to you. Things are going to happen to you. And the most important thing to do is to harness your will and let it go. And move so you can grow. So you can get on with your life. It doesn't matter about what happens to you. What matters is, what are you going to do about it?
When you want something bad, you can't count the cost, because if you count the cost and you see how much it costs, you might quit, you might give up. So you got to go in knowing that I don't count the cost. I do as many push-ups as it takes, as many sit-ups as it takes, as many reps as it takes. I study as long as it takes. I pay whatever the price is. Why? Because if I start counting the cost, I might quit, I might give up, I might surrender. Don't count the cost. You don't count the cost on this one. You don't count how many breaths you take. You don't count it. You get to a point when you don't count it. You just do whatever it takes to get whatever you want.
Don't stop. Stay busy. Work your plan. Continue to do those things that you know that work for you after you have evaluated yourself in the situation.
Once you make a decision and you go all in and you say, I ain't quitting till I get there, I ain't giving up, I ain't giving in, I'll do whatever it takes to be successful. And when you make that decision, when you look you in the mirror, when you tell yourself that, look, I'm through, I'll do whatever it takes, I guarantee you, that's the day begins to happen. Forget about your past. Forget what happened back in the day. Make the rest of your life the best of your life.
Make the best of your life the rest of your life. So much motivation, so much zeal. And let me tell you guys the power of a dream. The dream is the kind of thing that will keep pushing you even when you feel like you're losing hope. A dream is the kind of thing that will keep on giving you, that motivation. Somebody pushes you down and you're like, you know what, in future, I'd like to get there. In future, I like to get there. I know the dream in my mind, so I don't really give much concentration on the statements that people put. And that's the power of your dream. And if you believe you have a dream out there and you need to work towards it, the essence today here on Arise Africa, we're telling you, just keep on dreaming. And not the keep on dreaming in a sarcastic way. Keep on dreaming, because dreaming really happens. But then dream as you work for it. Put plans to place so that you achieve it. Put plans in place so that you achieve it. Set necessary achievable goals. And there's nothing like overachieving. There's nothing like over-ambition. So set your ambition, aim at the sky. Let it be your viewpoint. Just keep on dreaming. And that's the power of a dream. An inspirational moment today. There's a lot of bodybuilding in these inspirational moments. I don't know. I guess that's how you feel like you've worked hard, when you push your bodies beyond the limits. And sometimes about pushing the mind too. So because when you're down with depression, it must mean that there's something wrong. When you're down with when you have low self-esteem, it means you're not used to positive comments. You're not used to people telling you, you're doing it the right way. You're doing it the right way. So today I'm telling you, you're doing it the right way. Whatever you're doing that works for you is the best for you. So keep on doing it, because there's no need to have low self-esteem, because it only kills you. It doesn't kill anybody else. So today here on Arise Africa, we're telling you dream, 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 inspire, inspire, inspire others. And Ishmael, thank you for watching. I see you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for keeping it Arise Africa. Also tell us what you feel we need to improve on Arise Africa. If you love the inspirational moment and what did you like about it, tell us. Hashtag Arise Africa, Aviation TV Kenya on Facebook, at Aviation TV Kenya on Twitter. Those are our lines and they're always open. I'll keep on updating them even as the time goes by. And still on Arise Africa, we still have safety guest of the day who's almost here, and the DIY, the habits. We've got good vibes, we've got performance lounge, the feature, and so much more to look forward to. So keep it Arise Africa. But then now we get on safety, because Napo is the character that have been building our safety tips and showing us the different kind of hazards, showing us how to avoid stress, showing us the different kind of tone and different kind of way you need to handle yourself even in work environments and your roads, how you need to handle yourself back at home when you're seated with your family, how you need to avoid stress. So much more, so many series, but then we keep on telling you live. They decided to keep on sending us those links. They come all the way from London, but then they keep on giving us good tips that you can even use in your house, on your road, and everywhere. So thank you so much for keeping it Arise Africa. So right now we get our safety as we get to discuss it in a few. Interesting illustrations there from Napo, showing us some of the ways we need to lighten our loads. Remember yesterday we started the first part of that series called Lightening Your Load, and it shows the difference where when you overwork yourself, when you have a set target, you can break it in so many segments so that you can have it done the most efficient way. Don't overstretch your body. That goes for all the people who work. If you do manual work and you need to take care of your back, take care of your hands, take care of your health, so that you don't push you don't strain your body. At the end of the day, you won't be able to do it the next day. Some of the safety tips that you need to take precaution on, even as you do your show, even as you do everything that you do, as you do your show, as you dance, as you work out, as you do chores, as everything that you do, so long as it's a load, lighten your load. And right now, that's some of the safety. If you like our safety tips, if you love these illustrations from Napo, let us know what you like and what you've learned. It's really interesting to know what you've learned so that we know how to help you better. And I feel like there's a lot to learn. So if you just look at it from the right angle, it's pretty funny when you see Napo illustrate them in a very hilarious kind of way. But then those are actual things that happen, because when you have a very heavy bag and you feel like, you know what, I'm going to lift this alone, and it's a big load, and you end up injuring your back. There are a lot of things that come when you strain your back. Your body is not meant to take so much weight. So segment it, have them in small portions, achievable goals. That's all on safety. Thank you so much, Napo, for that. So right now we go on a short commercial break. Remember, keep it Arise Africa. Our lines are open. The trending hashtag is Arise Africa, hashtag Arise Africa. On Facebook, Aviation TV Kenya. On Twitter, at Aviation TV Kenya. That's how we are keeping it here. We go on short break, but when we come back, we meet our guest for the day. Keep it Arise Africa.
At the Kenya Institute of Media and Technology, we are the gurus in the training of certificate and diploma in journalism, computer studies, business administration, hospitality management, travel and tourism management, clearing and forwarding, social work and community development, and electrical and electronics. Visit us at our head office at Mtihani House and Taveta Court, Nairobi. Kenya Institute of Media and Technology. Technology is power.
The boiling point mix.
Active Sounds DJ. Attention, ladies and gentlemen. This DJ is awesome.
Crossing over. Crossing over. As we crossing over. Crossing over. Jesus taking over. Make it with a bendy. Make it with a daddy.
Activate.
Leg on the wine. Dance with Christ like a sun you want shine. Active sounds, them sister you want shine. Your biggest, baddest sounds, that on the era.
Take your career to the skies with Nairobi Aviation College. 2014 intake is in progress for certificate and diploma courses in aeronautical engineering, airport operations, general aviation piloting, electrical and electronics engineering, computer science and IT, hotel and catering, travel and tourism, journalism and mass communication, business management, supplies management, community development, clearing and forwarding, secretarial, CPA and ATC programs. Visit our campuses in Meru, Nairobi, Kisumu, Nakuru, Mombasa, Eldoret and Kitale. Our courses are IATA approved. Nairobi Aviation College. Profession is power.
The boiling point mix.
Active Sounds DJ. Attention, ladies and gentlemen, this DJ is awesome.
Crossing over. Crossing over. As we crossing over. Crossing over. Jesus taking over. Make it with a bendy. Make it with a daddy.
Activate.
Leg on the wine. Dance with Christ like a sun you want shine. Active sounds, them sister you want shine. Your biggest, baddest sounds, that on the era. Make it with a bendy.
Welcome to Adam. This is a show that shall help us learn more about the boy child and men in general.
What are some of these materials that should be put into this boy?
When should a young boy be circumcised?
God chooses who to give a child and who not to give.
Put weekends aside for their children.
Good. You may think that it is a bother raising up a kid.
Woman can be both the father and the mother.
She is shouldering the responsibilities of a father who is absent.
What is a father figure?
My son would hear. It is this father figure that is seen to be performing.
And there's so much that surrounds this avenue. Adam, this is a show that talks about men and all the morphological aspects that surround this avenue. Join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. and there's a repeat every Wednesday at 10 p.m. For any of your questions, comments and suggestions, topics as well you'd like us to discuss, feel free to let us know on our Facebook page, which is Aviation TV, Twitter handle, which is @Aviation TV Kenya. And I am your host, Leona Asika Obura.
Welcome back. We're joined with our guest for the day. She's finally here. She is as beautiful as she is talented. She's a very bubbly personality. We started a conversation without you guys. But then if you're just joining us, this is Arise Africa. My name is Michael Mikaba and she's Rain Mwambonu. But then I'll just let her introduce herself. Tell us what she's all about.
Okay.
Karibu sana, by the way.
Yeah, I think you'll have to put it in questions forms, like what am I all about?
Yes. Oh, okay. So, Rain, what do you do? What do you do and how long have you been? Tell us your name and what do you do?
Okay, stage name Rain.
Yes.
Mwambonu. Yeah, I've been a poet for the past 2 years officially. I'm in school, Kenya Poly. I do journalism and mass comm.
Wow.
And yeah, right now I'm venturing into production.
Fantastic. Those guys who actually make us look good. I've also done a little bit of production that I'm learning now. But then that is really interesting. So you are a student. So when did you decide to start your poetry?
Okay, it wasn't like a decision because chenye happened. My pal Goofy, the Slum King. So I came to Nai and then Goofy is telling me there's Slum Africa. So I wanted to go watch. But then he told me you can like perform. There was like 4 judges. So that's how I started actually. So the first time I freaked out, I got to the stage to go to Slum Africa. But then I freaked out. I said, Apana, Chanda, come next time. Then the next time, that's when I went and performed. It looked good, so I thought, why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
And ever since that initiation, but then because Slum Africa is a pretty big stage for you guys.
Yeah.
It's intense. How was that experience?
Hey, you know, I was so shy. I couldn't even hold the mic. You know, I have this bad stage fright. So, like, I flick over there, and then Young Noise is beatboxing, asking me to go on stage. You know, I was so freaked out. I couldn't even, you know, thank God, like, when you say a punchline, people go like, woohoo! Yes. So, at that moment, you're like, yeah. And then I like, do it, you know. I kept doing it. You know, I even skipped some lines.
But then nobody would know because, you know, the good thing about what you guys do is you telling the story. Because sometimes when you tell the story, we actually don't know what to expect. We're just there as the audience, just receiving what you're giving us. And if you feel like, oh my God, that was a good punchline, we snap to it. If we're like, oh, that was a good line, that was deep, we nod and snap to it. So I feel like that is how your stories go around. And if you can tell us, after Slum Africa, where have you performed? Which stages have you graced? Here in the CBD or away? You know, just tell us.
I feel like immediately after that, this one is epic. I can't forget this one. it was at Hotel 680. There was this fashion event going on. Wow! So that was my first time on a runway stage.
Yes.
And you know, like I also have fear for heights. You know, so it
raised
was
platform.
You've ushaisahau lines zako, you've messed up totally, and it's in front of a big crowd and it's live. You know, you feel like you can just go under the runway. You know, that stage, you just hide underneath there. That's like the first place I performed immediately after Slum. So at least from there, you know, there's like Kina Poetry Spot and Fatuma's Voice and the likes. You know, all these stages across that. You know, that help me a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I can see, and we can see necessary growth. Hence Arise Africa. Because when I first saw you perform, and then I had word about it around, you're like, she's really cool. She's really persistent. She knows what she's saying. And the good thing about, you know, being a performer, nobody knows when you, not unless you freak out for real and pass out. Nobody knows when you're having your tension moments. But then the tension is good. Somebody told me tension is good because I can remember even me, my moments. I'd also do public speaking and a lot of other performances. But then I remember the first moment I went somewhere to perform, to speak. I had my speech written all together. It was elaborate. I knew what I was talking about. It was simple. It was about AIDS and how you can, you know, prevent ourselves and those measures. It was a high school crowd. So you get there after doing a hype show. And then you're supposed to speak about AIDS.
I know that one.
You're like, how do you cover that? But then I got there. The first words were shaky, like they always are. But then after you get used to it, you're like, you know what? Let me just do it. So have you had one of those moments when you go on stage and you are like, my first words, what do I say? Then you start laughing funny because you don't know what to say exactly. Have you had one of those moments?
Yeah, a lot, guy. It happens to me a lot. Like Sauti za Mabinti, yeah, that one was poetry plus acting. So I was so freaked out, you know. It was my first time. Okay, I was acting as a hoe. It was like about stereotypes. So I'm supposed to do some poetry and I'm supposed to portray all that, and I'm in this cashot and I'm not sure really like if I should go on stage, because back in school, when I was doing drama, I remember at drama fests, I was supposed to act like a thief with a gun. And when it reached my moment to go on stage, I freaked out. I couldn't even go on stage, you know, holding the gun. So I'm like going like this, and I'm a thief, you know. So it's just
You're
crazy.
Still with no confidence.
Yeah, I have those moments where you lose your words. You're like, whoo. So when I'm feeling so tensed, I usually like carry, like I tell a guy, hey, you play me an instrumental.
Yes.
You know, it cover those tension moments, you know. Yeah.
But then that's you found your way to do it, which is really fantastic. But then I believe sometimes you're like, whatever, it's a stage, people like it. Have you gotten to that level where you feel like, you know, I've got this?
Well, yeah, like I've got this in what way?
I'm now confident enough to go on stage and just perform.
Yeah, like it reaches a point you just go like, okay, I'll do this. Whether I mess up, I'll keep messing up until I get it right.
You're a pessimist. Do you know that?
No, I'm not a pessimist.
I just love how negative you are.
I'm not being negative. You know, the thing is that sometimes, bana, these crowds, you know, you don't know, you know, it's something coming from your brain.
Yes.
So sometimes you're not really sure. It's all that's awesome and amazing.
Okay.
You're just freaking out. You're tense. You don't know if you're saying sense. I mean, you're sure, but again, you're not sure.
Yes.
So you just say, let me just go and see what will happen. And yeah.
You're really talking about freezing on stage and freezing. Today I literally froze. Like the weather is crazy. So we can try catch up with it and try to see what is on with the weather. That's how crazy the weather is. That's a drizzle from up here. That's the viewpoint. You can see it's drizzling. You can see water.
Yeah.
That's how crazy it is. And I can see like it's like our spy camera is hibernating. You know, from the weather. That's how crazy Nairobi is today. It's not comfortable for you to walk. It's not comfortable for you to run. If you don't have a blazer or a raincoat or an umbrella or G-boots, gumboots. I used to call them G-boots in high school because gumboots, I used to have a very weird intonation saying gumboots. So I say G-boots all the time. But then that's how crazy the weather is out there. So carry an umbrella, a trench coat, layer like 7 clothes because it's as rainy as it is cold. It's freezing. You can ask her. How was the weather out there? Tell it from your point of view.
No, this is the part I've been waiting for. I couldn't wait to tell you. Do you know, I talk at home at like 5 at the river.
Yes.
It was so dry. Okay, it's desert weather. After enduring hours of jam, I get to town as if that's not enough. It's raining. I've got no umbrella.
Wow.
I've got this hair all over and it's getting wet and I have to run all the way with cars splashing mud all over my bright colored pants.
Yes, and I was telling guys to avoid bright colored pants earlier. Now you learn from the best. She just told you how crazy it was, and then how you finally got here.
Yeah, and you live on top of a mountain like 19th floor. It's just way up here.
That's just how you do. You know, that's just how you do. It's just life. Like me when I left in the morning, where I come from, it's not really tarmacked. Tarmac is a few meters away. But then the place I come from, specific place, my friend,
like
Barabara ni Shamba. It's a good place. It's perfect when it's sunny. It's a good place. You know, there's shade. It's fantastic weather. You see fresh air. But when it decides to rain, Yes, let's just say you wouldn't like that if you don't have gumboots. I went back to the house and had to layer and just have things on, and that's how crazy it is. Look at our screen. If you can see our screen right now. That's how cloudy it is. That's how foggy it is. There's no blue sky. There's no blue sky, and you can see and the traffic is crazy too. But then I think we'll catch up with traffic later, giving you live updates from there. But then it's crazy. Traffic is crazy today because it's raining. Every driver is trying to get to town in time. I think they are overlapping. The crazy things that happen when weather is. And then it's a Friday. Guys are trying to get to work at 9. So it's not a good plan to be on the road right now. If you're coming into town, you can see Waiyaki Way is crazy. Waiyaki Way is crazy, and that's how it is. We'll catch up with traffic later. But then more about your story. I like how dramatic you are when you're saying your pants are raining, but then I feel you because I also came with rain. Umbrellas don't really help. They just hide the face and the top part of your body, then the rest of your body is drenched.
Yeah, I know.
And so who have been your mentors in this journey of yours in poetry?
Okay, that's a funny question. You know, Fatuma's Voice were doing this show about mentors, and I'm like, okay, who's my mentor? Like, really? Okay, I think if you say, okay, my inspirations came at church, because that was like the first place I ever performed. And then who else can I say? I think there's this poet called Dana Gilmore. I liked her style, I identified with it. So, yeah, that's one of the people. Mentors. We're still continuing the list.
Yes. Oh, okay. So those are some of the people. You really have short list of people. Who do you when you perform, especially when you go to your poetry events? Who do you see on stage and like, interesting character? I might not necessarily do what you do, but I like what you're doing. Those kind of people.
Okay, I love Mufasa. He's got really nice emotional flow.
Yes.
I love Dauphin.
Yes.
Yeah, with Jichopevo and Teardrops. To the ladies, there's Namatsi. I love how she does her work. Yeah.
Okay, so that's Namatsi. So I'd like us to go on habits. Habits is just a segment that I have that shows some of the habits that people keep on doing, the good ones, the bad ones. Just shine a good light on them. So we check out what we had this week as we come back to discuss it. So we are trying to fight the cold, trying to do bench press and back flips, whatever we can handle in studio. But then it's crazy because it's so cold. It's so cold out there, and then the weather is not even helping either. And so that was the habit for the week, and it's those people who go to the loo and decide, I'm not going to wash my hands. I'm not going to wash my hands.
Well, it's cold. You can't blame them.
No. I mean, you're not going to shake hands with me, and you're like, it's cold, and you've been to the loo. No,
but you touch more dirty places.
Yes, I'd rather touch more dirty places that I'm oblivious about and keep on washing my hands. So you really advocate people who go to the
No, see, well, sometimes, the water is too cold, so you're like, acha nitaosha baadaye, I'll wash nikikula, yeah. Something like that.
Definitely one of those people who have interesting characters.
But then you can wet wipes just in case things go crazy.
Yeah,
you just do this and you're like, done with that.
But then we've had a lot of habits that some are really irritating. I was with Teardrops yesterday on set, and he talked about how sometimes habit is relative. Some people view some certain things as bad habit. Some people find them okay. So I guess it's just the different angles that we look at it. But then some are general, like hygiene. It's good to keep proper hygiene because you don't want to be dirty, then fall sick after that. Because it all boils down to what it's going to affect you. with. If you don't wash your hands, you forget and chew your fingers, you know, that's a whole list of diseases that you can actually, and infections that you can get. So you're getting my point, as in like.
Well, yeah, there's that general hygiene.
Yes.
But you've ever been to Madara and see how the kids there are? They have tough stomachs, you know. So to them, I don't think hygiene is a really big problem. I guess it's also about where you're from.
Yes,
you know.
and you know, like, but then sometimes, no, hygiene is general. Like even when this madam, Yvonne Chaka Chaka, yes, the Lifebuoy campaign, when they were talking about hygiene and how you need to wash your hands, you know, and kill yourself from germs. It wasn't one of those campaigns that people just say so that, you know, people can be clean. It was a genuine health campaign because there were outbreaks of cholera across Africa. Like, it was just crazy. Sometimes we even doubted your water. Sometimes you doubted everything that you have. There's amoeba that comes with you with the water. General hygiene is important. I feel like it's one of those things that people need to look forward to. But then what do you think?
Well, yeah, I think hygiene is like really good because you like need to bathe, okay, to feel comfortable. Like, you know, sometimes when you are rushing, you know, this is Nairobi, and then maybe you forgot to brush your teeth and you didn't carry an extra brush in your handbag if you're a chick or you're a dude. No, you can't even smile at people because you're like, hey, maybe I have something stuck in there.
I don't carry extra. I don't carry
okay,
a brush.
you're a guy. You're a guy.
I just brush in the morning and the evening when I come back.
You know, like those moments when you had a late night and then you've woken up and then, oh my God, it's 6:30 and I'm supposed to have a show at 7, and so you're rushing.
That can be the worst day
you
of my
even
life.
forget a few things along the way, you know. Okay, but I brushed mine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That just for confirmation, putting it out there.
yeah. I support hygiene.
Yes. And then, you know, some other weird habits like littering. That is really, some places not weird because there are no bins, but places where there are bins. I've been to places where bins are non-existent.
Well, yeah, I know
like,
those places.
Yeah, in towns where you don't.
You're at an event. I know one. Yeah.
You get to an event, there are no bins, so you have to,
you have to
hold
like
your.
Just, oh.
No. One thing about me, sometimes like what I have with the kind of rubbish that I'll be left with, it's either a PK wrapper or, you know, the serviette if it's a tasting event, the serviette that I've been having all those food that I've been tasting, I'll be left with it. So it will be small enough to have in your stomach until in your pocket until you can find a place to litter. Maybe those are just some of the weird habits that I have. I don't know. Maybe that's a weird habit. We should try and look into that. People who maintain their trash until they can find a place to dump it. I feel like that's good.
It's not practice. Weird. There's people who love green. You know, people who can't litter. Like you at a place like this, Prince Lou, and there's no bins around, and you've been taking drinks all the while, and then you can have plastic nyingi and bottles, and then you're like, guys, size in tatupa happy. And you know, you're just looking around, and then you just, you know,
you're weird.
I
told you you're weird.
Thank you. I mean, weird plus weirdo.
Yes. Okay, just call me weird on air, but then I embrace it because I feel like normal is overrated. But then I just say that on air.
Yeah.
You see, some of those things, and we've been dealing with a lot of things in this show. Earlier we had, just to give you a briefing as we chat with Rain here about her work of art. We've had our workout, we've had the catch up, we've had the health tip, we've got Business Mwananchi, hints on how you can be on Business Mwananchi. We had our quote of the day, we had safety, and so many other things. And right now we're catching up with Rain. So if you have any question for her, anything that you feel like I need to ask her about her work, just tell me. Our lines are Aviation TV Kenya on Facebook, at Aviation TV Kenya on Twitter, #Arise Africa, and let her know what you feel about her. If you feel like she's weird and you support me, just let me know, and I'll be like, you know, somebody out there supports me. Yes, I just say that. Yes, so just let us know. Chat us up. Our lines are free. And Rain, I'd like to know, when you write your pieces in your poetry, you know, we're just chilling out and having coffee and just talking about your story. When you have when you have coffee, when you have coffee, it's me and coffee. This thing will be the death of me.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes I tell guys, do you have coffee? They're like, no, I drink it. Like, why? You're supposed to drink coffee in the morning. But you know, when you do your work, when you're writing, and you feel like, you know, what inspires your writing most of the time?
Okay, things around me, things happening to me, directly or indirectly, because I might be going through something and I'm like, yeah, I can put this down. And also my pals might be going through something and I'm like, yeah, I can relate to this. So yeah, things around me.
Things around you.
Yeah.
So you're mostly an intimate writer, you know. You feel like this has affected my pal, this has affected me. I feel like it has affected all of us. So you write your pieces according to, you know, the feelings around you, things that affect your society, things that affect your pals, things that affect you, things that affect your family.
Yeah, things happening around me, me, my pals, my pals, you know, things happening around, close, yeah.
And if I could just say, what kind of campaign that do you go for? Like when you're writing your piece, because they're always about telling a certain story. I feel like you guys always find a way of telling interesting stories using punchlines, and behind those punchlines there's so many interesting stories. Like, what are some of the things that your heart bleeds for? You're like, I need to say this out there. I need to say this using my piece. What are some of the things that, you know, your heart bleeds for?
There's obviously virtues, like as a poet you're supposed to be like a light to the society. So it's all about, yeah, inspiring people and inspiring change out there. Because like when I write a piece, I'm thinking about a certain thing, be it love, be it about politics, be it about me and myself. I'm trying to like inspire somebody out there. Yeah.
So it's all about, yours is about inspiration. And it's good because even my, like, I always feel like my show in the morning is all about inspiration, because we've got a lot of things about inspiring people. We've got the quote of the day, which gives you, you know, like something to think about, a thought for the day. I call it food for thought, the quote of the day. We always have inspirational moments where we tell guys, you know, it's right to live the way you are. Those guys have interesting accents. The way they phrase their words really give me a boost for the day. And I like it that your cause is noble. It's about inspiring people. And has anyone ever come to you and they're like, Rain, that piece inspired me. I die for that piece. Have you had one of those moments?
Yeah, that's like your greatest moment as a writer. You know, it's not like a must, like 100 people get your piece. You just need that one person. Like sometimes you really messed up and then there's this person who's seen through your mess and they're like, I liked it. And you're like, really? Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good.
Let me tell you something. Nobody knows when you mess up. Like, nobody, when you're on stage and it's your, you know, it's your place, it's your zone. People trust what you say. They're like, that's how she intended it. That cough was intentional. You know, she choked. It was intentional. That piece had to be intimate. You know, people always interpret this different kind of thing. Sometimes it's intentional. Sometimes it just comes on stage. Like when you have a sneeze and you don't have a way to rub it, and in the middle of your lines, you're like, when I say a piece, and I'm like, then you sneeze. And you're like, she is dramatic.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm guessing so. Yeah, that's one of the things. Like, also you have to be careful with your words, because you know people will take it as it is. Yeah, they'll take whatever you say that you meant it. They won't like out of curiosity that okay, no pun intended or something. So you have to be careful with what you're saying.
With what you're saying, and even as enjoy your coffee, and even
it's full. It's still full.
It's full, and I'm wondering why is it full and mine is almost over. I feel like a glut because it's done. But then I don't know. I just love coffee.
Yeah, I'm also a coffee addict.
You're also a coffee addict. Thank you. I find a person to join my campaign on coffee. So there's so many things that I've learned. I've learned that, you know, you have stage frights, which is fantastic, because I have stage frights all the time. Yeah. Major stage frights. Sometimes I get there and I freeze.
And you're like shaking.
And you're shaking. You should make it a thing. You should make shaking a thing. You know, like you get there like,
and you're like shaking.
Yes.
Shaking.
People will be like, you know, that girl with the shakes. Then
yeah, they'll think it's a style at some point. It's a ritual.
It's a ritual. She always get there and just shakes. You know, but then there's so many different things that we do as artists that make us that make us out there. Like when you're doing your performance, I'm pretty sure there's that one thing that you do that's outstanding. It's like it's so rain to do that. It's so rain to do that. Do you have one of those moments where you feel like, you know, this is so me?
The expression is on my face. You know, the way I say my words. It's just. Okay, I think it's the way I talk. The way I talk to you normally is how I'll just do my piece. You know,
no drama. Oh, a little drama, because it must be a piece. But then you're naturally dramatic, so I get it when you say, you know, the way you do your piece is the way you talk. I just told you you're naturally dramatic.
It's expressing myself, you know, expression.
Yes. I don't know, you know, like there's some things that you do in the houses, and you feel like, you know, you can do it yourself. You don't need a technician. And on Arise Africa, if people have been following, I always have this segment called, you know, the do-it-yourself segment, the DIY. I do interesting stuff. Like it's different every day. Not unless there is a request. Like there's a time we made omelets, and you're like, I didn't quite get that. If you can repeat it for me.
We're making omelets.
Yes, it was not made here, unfortunately. But then I went directly to the hotel downstairs and had weather. But then, we are getting traffic feeds, and I love the skits. So let's just catch up with what's on traffic. If you can see our roads, the roundabout that is the roundabout that connects Kenyatta Avenue, Uhuru Highway, and Kenyatta Avenue and Uhuru Highway. You can see up Kenyatta Avenue, it seems to be easier. Cars have started compiling now, and it's easier on Kenyatta Avenue. The roundabout is clear, but then traffic seems to be crazy on Uhuru Highway. You know, the side that goes, the side that connects between, you know, Kenyatta Avenue Junction and the one that goes through all the way to Haile Selassie. That is one of the, you know, the traffic. You know, some of the nini that affects your vision. And you can see it seems to be very misty, and the road is crazy. The cars are piled up, and if you can see your screen, you know which roads to use. You do not want to be on Uhuru Highway right now coming into town, because the traffic is crazy. And if you had an appointment at 9:30, you are late. You are late if you're not on Uhuru Highway yet. And if you had an appointment coming to town is crazy. Even moving around, because when the lanes are free, traffic seems to have slid up, and you can see the other parts of the road on that side. We are getting live feed. Today we're having a different angle of that traffic, and you can see Kenyatta Avenue is moving. Kenyatta Avenue seems to be free, but then Uhuru Highway is stuck in a way. You know, there are a lot of cars. Movement is slow. So if you want to be on that road right now, I'd suggest you use another route. Use another route that you feel will be more convenient if you're to get to town earlier. The weather is still the same, so foggy, so cold, and you know it's so cold out there. And I feel like, you know, this is not a good day. Although my mom says that when it rains, ni baraka.
Yeah, it's my name anyway, so yeah, si mind kukinyesha.
Mwambono is rain.
Rain.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you are rain. So you don't mind when it rains.
Well,
I am a summer kind of guy, so I like it when it's hot, where I can go swim.
I like it when it's cool.
Yes, different personalities on set, and you see, that's just how different people are. And think you know, Rain. I like you've got this hint of bubbliness and this hint of shyness. I don't know how you balance the two. I don't know how. You should teach me your ways. I'm just bubbly all along. When I'm composed, there's something wrong. I'm not in a good mood when I'm composed, because it's just that hint of bubbliness and a hint of shyness. I just say that on air. I like. So we've been learning your story, and you know, you've been learning your story, and we've gotten to know a lot about you, a lot about your weird stage moments that we now know. We didn't know, but now you know. And if you have questions for Rain, and you're watching Arise Africa, and you feel like you need to ask her something, where she gets this stop, for example, just ask her on air, #Arise Africa. Aviation TV Kenya, on Facebook at Aviation TV Kenya, on Twitter. That is just how we keep it real here on Arise Africa, even when you get to know our story. It's a very chilled out kind of segment. I love this segment because I get to know you guys and learn from you, apart from the stage moments. You know, I know you guys from the stage and you're fantastic. I'm like, oh my God, teach me your ways, because I can't do 2 lines without, you know, forgetting what my first line was all about. Can't rhyme anything to save my life. But then, you know, now that you guys do it, I just like to know the stories behind it. What are some of the things in your life, by the way, that have inspired kind of what you do?
Okay.
Apart from your friends, like your experiences in life. You've gone through something, or you've seen someone go through something, and you're like, you know, this is an interesting thing to tell people about.
Okay. Back then, I used to have a really low self-esteem.
You did?
Hey.
It's your story now.
Yeah, okay, so, like, that's how I really started, actually, you know, because when you have low self-esteem, and then you are a loner, you know, and then you're writing your pieces, and then, I used to work in a cyber cafe. So I used to take the printing papers and write on them, and then sometimes I forget nazirudisha hapo. So when a customer comes, anaitisha printing paper kuandika something, ama they want to print, and there's my poetry somewhere in there, you know. So yeah, some few guys bumped into it and they were like, okay, you're good, you can try, yeah, you can try doing this, you know. Yeah, I did. Okay, what else? Heartbreak is always the best.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
The best source of everything. Adele won a Grammy twice.
And Taylor Swift.
And Taylor Swift for having heartbreak. So I think I should have like a heartbreak kind of series.
And another one is being broke.
Story of everybody's life.
Yeah, being broke is like one of those big inspirations. You know? Yeah, you know, like when you want to really get somewhere and you just don't have the means to get there, and then there's this big story coming up because of your struggles to get where you're supposed to be.
And I feel like sometimes when you write about the things that we lack, the things that we yearn for, because so many people resonate with those kind of things. Like so many people can resonate with heartbreak. Some people can associate with being broke. So many people can associate, you know, with the normal struggles of life. I feel like when you write a piece about, when you find a way of packaging that kind of struggles and making it a song to encourage others out there, making it a piece on your poetry piece, encourage people out there, tell it out, you know. Like I believe that some of the great poets, you know, you guys included, and Chimamanda, and so many people that write poetries about, you know, encouraging people about general stuff. I've written about some of these things, you know, being broke, lacking this in life. You know, I'm heartbroken. You know, sometimes you feel like nobody cares about this, but then not unless you write it and say it, you wouldn't know how much people care, how much people understand what you're saying, how much people get you. So it's just typical. I like how you maintain it simple, because it's just about the normal things. And you know, like when you've written one of your pieces, like one of your pieces that what piece have you written that is about heartbreak that people are like, you know what, I get you. I'm like, hey, madam, you've got issues.
You know, back then there was a time, okay, some pieces I write, you know, they're not really about heartbreak, but they have a lot of Taylor Swift, I'm against guys vibe inside there, and guys are like, issue yako na wanaume.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
get it straight. What's your issue?
Like,
with...
are you njokishege? you like you're doing it, but it's what you feel, it's what you've seen people experience. So you're writing about it, and it's my bad if someone is caught on the wrong side of the poetry.
You were just saying it as it is.
Yeah, I was just saying it as it is, but I'm not really good at love poems. I don't have a lot. I just have this one stanza that I was going to do when you asked me to perform.
Yes. Oh, okay. We'll be waiting for that one. You're talking about love for the first time. This I can't wait to hear.
In a positive, in middle ground. It's not positive, it's not negative ground. Yeah.
I think we'll just wait for that and know what it's all about. But then right now, I think we'll just go straight to our do-it-yourself segment, and then we catch up, you know, with what we have installed.
Hi, I'm Bruce Gershon from Arrow Leather Care, and today we're going to talk about how to clean a vintage leather jacket. The principles of cleaning leather are, in this case, we can use a baby wipe to wipe off, you know, the dust and some of the grime. Won't hurt the leather at all. You know, the finish has you can tell has worn off of this garment, but you can just basically, you know, wipe it down. Won't hurt the leather. Really not a lot to it. If you want to restore the garment, you can use a fine leather lotion. We've got a lotion here that will help moisturize the leather, but knowing what type of leather you have. In this case, we're working with a cowhide. It originally had a painted, pigmented finish on the leather. A lot of it's worn off. You can see that the leather lotion is restoring the leather a little bit. As it dries, you'll see that it didn't really, you know, totally restore it, but it is adding some moisture and softening the leather a little bit. Other than that, just for general cleaning purposes, if you have a particular spot or stain, if it's food stain, this is probably going to take care of it. The baby wipes, the lotion. For something like paint or perhaps ink, you can use the same type of process. A little bit of solvent on the cloth. This is just a thinner type of natural solvent, and if there was a spot, you can take it off with the thinner. As you can see, it's going to pull a little bit of color, a little finish off, and for refinishing, if you want to restore the garment, you'll need a professional leather cleaner, and let them know what you'd like to do with it, and they can, you know, undoubtedly handle that for you. So that's all I have. My name is Bruce Gershon. Thanks for watching.
That was the do-it-yourself segment, how to clean a leather jacket. You know, why I had to say this, because some people believe that they should take their leather jackets to the laundry, which is good. If you feel like you can save enough and have it to the laundry, it's fine. But then I'm telling you, you can do it in your house yourself, because I feel like sometimes people wear leather jackets until they lose their ends. Like it gets so dirty that it has another layer on top, and they really don't know how to clean it because it's bulky. It's like cleaning a bag, but then it's a jacket. You don't want it to, sorry for that, you don't want it to stain, you don't want it to start to get damp and, you know, have those white damp things that leather have. So that is some of the tips that you can see, how you wipe a stain off if it's food stain, how you soften it if it gets tough at the end and you feel like, you know, this is how I need to clean it. That's just some of the tips that you do it. But then there are different ways to do it. Like I'd wipe mine with a little bit of, my solvent contains, you know, normal detergents. I just put a detergent in there and I take my cloth, my towel, and then you just wipe it. I just wipe it thoroughly. I can't have a leather jacket on. Unfortunately, you'd see how clean it is. You'd see how clean it is. But so you can see, you can do it yourself. You don't need someone else to do it. Those are just simple steps that you need to do even when you're having your leather jacket on. And so many people are catching up with rising with us today on Twitter. There's Ducia Chains. There's Hosea. Thank you so much for joining us, Hosea. Again, Kabuku has an ardent watcher. He's always telling us some of these things. Ishmael Gitamoy, thank you so much for watching Arise Africa. Thank you so much for keeping it Arise Africa this morning. And if you have any questions for the guests, we'll ask her. Jairus Gize also, you know, is watching and keeping it with us. And Dominic Wanjiros and Shane, Sonia, so much activity on social media. Ask us any questions. Ask her any question. I'll ask her in a few. I've seen one. I'll ask it in a few. And you know, and just to catch up, what are some of the things that you do yourself in the house, that you do yourself in the house, that you feel like, people should learn about this?
Okay, it depends on what.
Yes, like those simple things that you feel you don't need a technician to do. or a person who has specialized in the art to do?
Unblocking the sink.
Wow, you unclog your own sink?
Come on, we all do.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, what else?
Fixing your light bulb.
Oh yeah, that one too. Yeah.
That one's so easy.
Yeah, just with a stool and bulb.
My stool doesn't help, I think, because of my height disadvantage.
You need a table and a stool.
Yes, I need a table and a stool. My roof is so far. Where the light bulb is so far. But then those are some of the things that you can do yourself in the room and in your house and whatever feel like you need to do yourself, you know. You can chat us up on what you do in your house that you feel is noble, that you feel like, you know, this is what I do in my house. And you don't need a technician to do it. Let us know some of your DIY tips. Hashtag Arise Africa, and let us know on Aviation TV Kenya on Facebook, at Aviation TV Kenya on Twitter. Chat us up, and we'll be sure to, you know, to keep it interactive on social media, because that's just how we do it here on Arise Africa. So we've gone through the habits, we've gone through the DIY, we've gone through the safety, we've gone through inspirational moments, the quote of the day. We had the catch-up earlier where we asked you, what are some of the traditions that you think we can still keep that are still relevant in the modern society? What are some of the traditions that you feel you can maintain? Some of the behaviors and the cultures that we can still maintain and are still relevant from the traditional side that are still relevant in the modern side. That was our major topic on the catch-up, and we had a lot of discussion, and we feel like you need to continue that discussion. Tell us on Aviation TV Kenya, on Facebook at Aviation TV Kenya, on Twitter, hashtag Arise Africa. I can't emphasize that enough. But then hoping you're loving the show, and if you are, let us know what you're loving about the show. And there's a lot lined up also. We've got our feature. We've got a lot more on Arise Africa, so just keep it Arise Africa. And Rain, what are some of the platforms what are some of the projects that you have in the near future that we can look forward to?
Okay, there's this one I'm looking forward to. Yeah, it's the second running of the Kiketele play. Yeah, we did it on Women's Day at Alliance Francaise in Sauti za Mabinti. They Say I Am. And we're working on it, so it's going to be happening on October 10th. Yeah, it's the poetry call. Yeah, poetry in a play.
October 10th.
Yeah, October 10th.
That used to be...
At MJ, though.
MJ, Michael Joseph Center on Waiyaki Way.
Yeah.
Yes, so 10th October 2014, this year, they're doing the second running of...
They Say I Am.
They Say I Am. It is the tag. Does it have a page though?
Oh, yeah, it has a page on Twitter, though. I'll get the details.
You get the details. If you do, remember to just send it on our post. People would like to be there. And Rain will be one of the performances.
Yeah, we are all poets. There's me, Namatsi, there's Mwendengao, there's one of Amare. There's great poets coming together and doing a play.
All women.
Yeah, it's about stereotypes of women.
Nice.
So
I'd like to watch. It's an all girls. It's an all girls show.
Yeah, it's an all girls show.
If you're a Jama, you'd really want to be on the other side of the stage, you know, watching these guys. And the perfect gig, guy. 10th October, it's going down at the MJ Center. The second running of They Say I Am.
Yeah.
They Say I Am is the tag. And remember, you can keep it Arise Africa. To know more details, she'll send them. She promises to send them on Arise Africa. You can check it out on Twitter or on Facebook. We will share it on our Aviation TV lines, so you can catch up with what, you know. How is the ticketing being done?
Okay, the tickets are not yet out because it's on October 11th, but in 2 weeks they'll be out.
True. So
yeah, there'll be advance.
There'll be advance. Does the advance have a discount, like? Advance,
well, it's obvious. It's usually obvious. The advance is usually cheaper than the gate ticket.
So you see, get your ticket for 10th October. There's so much drama on that stage. If you know some of those names, hey, Namatsi, you've got who?
Jules Amare Poeta. Yeah,
Poeta is also there.
Mwendengao. There's Mali.
Yes.
Yeah.
So divas on stage. It's going to be a fantastic show.
Yeah.
MJ Center, 10th October. That's just how we keep it. Any projects that we can look forward to? Any other projects that we can look forward to?
Yeah, there was actually, as I said, I'm venturing into production. So I was thinking of doing a poetry album in the style of a movie, you know. So I'm still working on that. So yeah, I'll keep you updated.
Yes. And Hosea Kabuko is being cheeky on Facebook. He's telling us, let her recite a poem before she leaves and make sure you take a selfie na huyo msupa. Hosea, really? But then I'll do that. I promise you I'll do that and I'll post it on our Facebook. So be sure to like it and share it. Yes. Umeona watu wanasema wewe ni msupa. Thank you. Thank you so much for being on Arise Africa and making my set beautiful. Ishmael Gotamai, thank you so much for keeping it Arise Africa. And those much comments that are coming in, we'll be reading them live, you know, as some I'll read them, you know.
Yeah.
Watu wamedecide kuandika. You know, but then that is just how we keep it on Arise Africa, fresh, interactive, and that's how we like to do it. We like to get more up to date. In future, we might try to let you guys call in, and so that I hear your voices from wherever you're watching us from. You can also tell us where you're watching us from, and tell us what you like about Arise Africa as we keep it here, African on Friday. By that day, we keep it African. That's why I'm in a very dramatic
Oh my God, today is
half-coat.
Friday.
Yes, today is Friday.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying
You're
some
actually
vintage.
trying some vintage thing going on that I like.
Yeah.
That's just how we keep it African. By the way, what are some of the things that inspire you? I can see you've got an interesting sense of style. I just had to put it there.
Okay, music wise,
No, your style, like how you look.
yeah, what I do. I love African stuff, like vintage. I love 1960s, 1980s wear.
Wow.
Everything
okay.
about the cars looked so awesome. So yeah, they look awesome in a video. So yeah, I love 1980s, 1960s kind of wear. Yeah, it's so nice. And afros.
Yes, but
yeah.
that's that regime, because people used to do this a lot in their dancing.
Yeah,
Thank God
with
for
all
Gali
these-
Creeper, because that was my era when I used to do active dancing. Right now they do some weird frog thing that I actually like. I'm yet to learn, but then I'm catching up so fast. And some of the different things that we like, you know. What kind of music would you say you listen to?
Me was bagui, but okay, right now I'm actually listening. Okay, except for readings, yeah.
Yes.
I don't love readings.
Wow,
So,
you've broken a heart out there, because there's somebody who loves rhythm and is watching. So, but then there's nothing personal. She just doesn't like rhythm, just like you don't like
I
jazz.
listen to them
Yes.
once in a while,
Yes.
but I don't like them all that much. So yeah, I listen to a lot of spoken word videos from the West. They have a lot of documented stuff. And I also love Nigerian singers. Not the Will You Be My Lover singers. There's these soulful singers like Asa and Neka. There's people, they sing reggae, a fusion of reggae.
I also love the
and
Would You
rock.
Be My Lover singer, because it's really interesting. That's Banky W, right?
Yeah.
Why are you crashing my spirits
sijasema
in the morning?
simpendi, nimesema I didn't mean it as him.
Yes.
I love Afrofusion and Sauti Sol. Yeah, that Sura Yako song was really nice.
Yes, so we just got a shout out on Rise Africa from Rain herself. And you know, so that's some of music that you know,
Yeah,
you listen to
sure.
and give you good vibrations in the morning. Talking about good vibrations, there's this segment I call the Good Vibes on my show.
Oh.
What happens here is just me being Snoopy, online, anywhere actually, SoundCloud, YouTube, and I'm seeing interesting stuff. And when people do a good cover, you know it's definitely going to be on my good vibes. So let's check out today's cover as we come back with the performance lounge. She'll say that stanza that she had, you know, she said that she's going to give me a few so that you guys can come on 10th and watch her on October. But then, sawa tu. So you've been forced to go on 10th October and watch her, but then she'll give us a few lines here and there on the performance lounge. Then first, let's just check out what's on the Good Vibes.
Red cups and sweaty bodies everywhere, hands in the air like we don't care. Cause we came to have so much fun now. Got somebody here, might be the one now.
If you're not ready to go home, can I get a hell no? Cause we're gonna go all night till we see the sunlight, alright.
So la-da-dee-da-dee, we like to party, dancing you and me, doing whatever we want. And this is our house, and this is our rules, and we can't stop, and we won't stop. Can't you see it's we who own the night?
Can't you see it's we who about that life?
And we can't stop, and we won't stop. We run things, things don't run. We
don't take nothing from nobody.
Yeah, yeah.
Trying to live it up, shaking it like they can't get enough. Remember, only God can judge us. Forget the haters, cause somebody loves ya.
Memories made till the night's through, surrounded by the ones who love you. We all so turned up here, getting turned up, yeah.
So la-da-dee-da-dee, we like to party, dancing you and me, doing whatever we want. This is our house, this is our rules,
and we can't stop, and we won't stop. Can't you see it's we who own the night?
Can't you see it's we who about that life?
And we can't stop, and we won't stop. We run things, things don't run. We don't take nothing from nobody. Yeah, yeah. It's our party, we can do what we want to. It's our house, we can love who we want to.
It's our song, we can sing if we want to. It's my mouth, I can say what I want to.
And we can't stop, and we won't stop.
Can't you see it's we who own the night? Can't you see it's we who about that life?
And we can't stop, and we won't stop. We run things, things don't run. We don't take nothing from nobody. Yeah, yeah. It's our party, we can do what we want to. It's our house, we can love who we want to.
Can't you see it's we who own the night? Can't you see it's we who about that life?
It's our song, we can sing if we want to. It's my mouth, I can say what I want to.
Run things, things don't run. We,
'cause we can't stop.
Okay, so I'll do a stanza from my new piece, Art of Love. Still working on it, but I have a stanza, so yeah. Ka the shape of love ni heart, then why am I going round in circles? Maybe I'm more into the zeros at the end of his check. And I need to stop being calculative, because this love ain't maths. Okay, sorry. Cut the shape of love ni heart. Then I wonder why I'm going round in circles. Maybe I'm more into the zeros at the end of his check. And I need to stop being calculative, because this love ain't maths. Let's draw the line, because I want you to be straight with me. Yeah, we can be gay too, tukiacha kupigana too, because this love is about us too. And Sika smoke is a farmer's choice, that he one just ain't enough. See, lately we've been stuck in collages of me, plus you, plus your hoochie mama, baby mama, yo. We were on break, so I slept with her mama, yo. She's just a homie mama. See, you got trust issues and I got daddy issues. So how about we crop out the issues and you can trust me about being the daddy to my kids. Thank you.
A short piece, just like you promised, and then it's so nice. So is that some of the things that we can expect on 10th?
Well, on 10th, it's kind of a bit different. Anyway, I was really freaking out.
Yes, but then it was fantastic because it was honest, it was raw. It's the words that you wanted to say, you know. It's some of the words that you wanted to say, and I feel like on Arise Africa, it's all about that, telling the African story your own kind of way. If you feel like saying it while swimming, that's all that matters. Feel like saying it while jumping, that's all that matters. Feel like shouting from the rooftops in those crazy kind of dramatic way. That is just how you do it. And what was that piece all about? Like, because you've started it, like it was really nice. It went really cool.
Okay, I'm trying to relate relationship issues and love to art. Yeah, so I'm kind of okay. I haven't crammed up the rest of it, and with all these cold and all these.
Yes.
Runnings
and
there's this tension down at my tummy, and I was
oh
my God, I'm going live.
Do you want us to do?
Yeah, I think I should have come up and do press ups like over here, and
like
then I keep
morning
running
ritual.
around all over the place. Yeah, so that maybe it stops.
But then it's fantastic because that's just how you do it. That's just rain. That's just how you do it.
Yeah, and
because you're with your marks, and it's so cool because I have cheat sheets all the time. Like I think I have them everywhere. Today I was properly prepared. I don't have cheat sheets, but then it's just how you do it. So long as you tell the African story and keep it gangster like that. It's all that matters. That's all we keep it Arise Africa. Hosea, I'm just about to take that selfie that you requested. So I will take a selfie. Yes, and I will send it on post. So if you guys can see, yes, that she's really, I told you you've got a little bit of shyness and bubbling at the same time, which I can't understand how you do that. You will teach me your ways someday. But then thank you so much for coming to Arise Africa. It has been awesome. I love the conversation. At least I got a coffee person.
Well, yeah.
Yes, I got
company.
I got a coffee company person. Somebody who actually loves coffee and loves coffee. She's a really interesting personality. If you'd like to know more about her and you like to catch up with her and invite her for gigs and do you have mentors that you like to have inspire? Because Arise Africa is about connecting people to mentors and having people that you can deal with. Anybody in specific that you like to work with?
Jicho Pevu. Yeah,
yes.
I like talking to him a lot.
Jicho Pevu, umesikia Rain anasema anakutaka kuongea na wewe sana. Yes.
You're putting it wrong. But then, yeah, I love talking to him about projects.
Poetry, yes, and projects. That's all you're talking about.
Getting his advice. Yeah, there's Dofan. Yeah, those two. I mean, he's been my judge since Slam Africa 1. So, yeah, he is one of my mentors.
Yes, and as you keep on growing, I'm pretty sure you'll come back big and better. One day we'll just have a rain stage, like a night with rain, and then you just have it, and it's an awesome and an amazing performance and day.
Yeah, when you get over this.
Yes, but then trust me, you will. I believe like the best way to do it is just letting your mind go, letting it go and be like, I'm snowballing right now. So God be with me and take the wheels. That's a line from Coriander. It wasn't my original line, so.
Yeah, I know. That Jesus take the wheel.
Jesus take the wheel.
Lord have mercy. Yeah.
Before we chat away, thank you so much for coming. I loved the performance lounge. We've got so much more to look forward to from you, and and just a fantastic time. I've had a good time chatting with you up and having a good conversation. And I'd like to thank special people who make these things happen, because Arise Africa is not a one-man show. You only see me, but then behind the scenes, there's a team of people. It's a whole Kamukunji. It's just a big team. There's Alex Munyao, the man that does my camera with Kefa Mwito, and they also do my editing. He was behind my Alex was behind my spy camera today, so it was hectic up there. How he keeps it up, I don't know, but then God bless your soul. There's Emmanuel Inonda, who was doing my directing today. He usually does my spy camera. He's really good with spotting good spots and giving me live updates, but he's doing my directing today. Even as we wait for Sefu to come back, there's a guy called Sefu. Big guy. He's also my director. The guy behind my transmission, Joel. There's the man behind my graphic, Kevin. There's Rose and Immaculate, the people who do my editing. They edit those health tips for you guys, and ask me, is this one good enough? Do you like this? And that's good opinions over what you should have, so that you guys can have perfect programming. So you see, it's all about the teamwork. It's all about moving on. And this Friday has been fantastic. I've enjoyed the show. I've enjoyed chilling out with you guys. Hope you did too. We'll keep the conversation online. You can continue talking to me even after this. Hashtag is Arise Africa. And we go right now on our feature as we end the show. And thank you so much for coming today, Rain. But then if you've got anybody to shout out to before I say bye-bye, because that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay. Kutuma salamu.
Yes, tuma salamu.
Wow. Okay, everybody watching, I guess.
That's so adorable. Everybody watching, bye-bye from Rain and salamu na tongine.
Oh God, my parents don't really watch aviation.
Yes.
But
which is a bad habit. Tell them to watch Aviation TV. It's a good station. Yes.
Yeah, and most people are Caucasian size, so I'm kind of thinking,
have you been to our office? People are watching telly.
Really?
They're watching telly, but then they're not around because they're all in the field right now. So I agree with you. I agree with you. People are not watching. But then there's somebody in the house watching you. Somebody was sending comments. Said, thank you so much for keeping it Arise Africa. Thank you so much for keeping it. Bye-bye for now. We go to our feature. We continue this on Monday. Celebrate your weekend. Have a good weekend. Have a lovely weekend.
This is a film about helping people manage their money. It will show you how financial education can be provided using a free step-by-step counselor's handbook designed to be accessible to everyone. With an estimated 150 million new consumers entering the financial services market each year, there has never been a more important time to promote financial education. This handbook includes straightforward, impartial information on topics such as budgeting, saving, and debt management. Thousands of consumers in East Africa have already benefited from the financial counseling it can provide. Michael has been responsible for implementing one of the project's pilot schemes in Kenya, and as he has discovered, you don't have to be a financial expert to use the handbook.
The best thing about the Financial Education Handbook is that it's so simple. It's very easy to understand, very easy to follow. If you want to use it out in the field, for example, for financial education clinics, all you have to do is just to read through it, make copies of the relevant pages, and you're ready to go.
Building on what they already know, the handbook explains how to empower consumers through a framework of practical exercises and worksheets that bring the topics to life and ensure they are relevant to people's daily lives. The handbook has been developed by financial experts for Consumers International and is part of a wider effort to improve financial literacy. Sharon is one of the handbook's authors.
This handbook actually addresses bigger parts of the problem by relaying information to the consumers. They now get to understand that they can ask questions. If a consumer gets these counseling sessions, they get the information, then it will be easier for them to get the financial service or the financial product that they really need, as opposed to just taking a loan out of peer pressure, because this happens a lot in these communities.
Michael and his colleagues Celine and Vincent have been some of the first people to use the handbook with consumers in Nairobi, Kenya.
This book is literally for everyone. To run a financial education clinic, you actually don't need much. All you need is a printer or a photocopier where you can be able to make copies or prints of the relevant pages that can be given out to some of the clients.
Public promotion is a major part of providing financial education services.
Halo, mimi naitwa Michael, natoka Youth Education Network. Leo tuko Coach FM hapa.
One of the ways Michael, Millicent, and Celine have been raising awareness of the counseling is by making regular appearances on a local radio station.
lakini sasa January hiyo ndio inaango bad financial management.
So what we've done, we've had a promotional kind of session. In addition to that, I've also talked about the free financial education clinics that we're going to have this afternoon and have invited everybody to come at about 2 o'clock. So we are hoping for a very good turnout.
Michael, Millicent and Celine have come to Korogosho, one of Nairobi's poorest areas.
The way we set up the clinics is that we use the community hall. We set up different points, like on different corners, because the financial counseling is supposed to be confidential. We don't want whoever is sitting at point A to listen to what is being said at point B.
It is like a public education, but also we deal on one-on-one. Many banks, they charge you before you get counseling, and even it is the group advice. It is not one-on-one. So most of them, they were very happy to establish that relationship. In African culture, nobody like to expose the debts they have. People get to open up and to tell you really what they feel about their finances.
The sessions are arranged on different modules. Once a consumer has a query, you just go to that module. Then within each module, there are the various sessions. Then there is some sort of assignment, which we go through with them. We first of all show them how it's done. Then we give them a similar assignment to take home so that they are able to do it and bring it back. There's a way of getting out of the debts. You get that information through the counseling. The information is in the handbook. If consumers get access to this information, they get to have the knowledge to deal with their financial issues, so they don't get into tricky situations in their financial life.
A lot of people are benefiting, are finding these things very valuable, because some of the people that came back again had already opened up bank accounts and are now even thinking about getting loans in January come next year. So that's something that is really a sign of an impact of what we're doing in Korogocho and in this project.
We are tackling the core problem of the consumer. When they decide on what to buy and what not to buy, when they decide on how to invest their money, how to save their money, and it starts with the money, because the spending power is actually the way the consumers can make choices. It's the way that consumers can vote. It's the way that consumers can influence policies and influence changes. So unless you tell them and you empower them on how to use their money and to use it wisely and to make money decisions, then we will not be able to get the kind of changes that we want.
The handbook has also been designed as an outreach tool, and today, Celine, Millicent, and some volunteers from the area have come to visit a women's group to talk to them about financial education.
Kuna faida tutapata. Unaweka ile pesa, unasikia kuna sijui nini inakuwa inakatwa. Na mnawaambia, see you know you are right. Ukipata hiyo pesa imeenda ati imekatwa because of this.
When we come to do these sessions, we have an approach of listening rather than coming with an agenda of our own. They tell us the questions they have. It is them actually leading the discussions. It is important to come to the community with the financial education, because when they are here, we come to them, they are more comfortable. They are able to open up and they talk in their own zone.
Hii mafunzo imenifundisha ya kwanza, naweza kabla nichukue loan niko na haki na sina uoga. Imenitoa uoga kwa roho na pia imenisaidia kunipatia huru interest ni gani nitatumia na choice, na kuitisha karatasi ambalo nitaenda kukaa chini na familia yangu ili nihakikishe hii loan itakuwa ya manufaa kwangu ama si ya manufaa.
Katika hizi huduma zetu za fedha, zile kitu sitakuja kunyanyaswa, ni kama vile wanakujaga wanashota mali zangu. Kama hiyo interest kubwa sitakuwa napatia familia yangu mzigo kubwa ya kulipa.
Evidence has shown from the evaluation of the project that the counseling is having a positive impact on those who are receiving it. Against a baseline survey within the community, interviews with people who have received counseling show a 39% rise in those who say they are saving, a 126% rise in the number of people sticking to budgets and a 50% fall in those who say they sometimes skip loan repayments. And the benefits of the project don't stop there. Perhaps the most enduring aspect of the pilot scheme has been the training of volunteer financial counselors who will remain in the community along with all the knowledge they have gained.
You know, when we started this project, I never had the skill to talk to people, the college, but when the CIN came, we started offering people counseling with financial education. So I have helped many people to overcome their financial problem. Even if the project is gonna end, I'm going to still go inside the community, educate people, tell them more about saving, budgeting, debt management, and consumer protection.
The Financial Education Counseling Handbook is free. You can download it and find more information about how to get involved by visiting consumersinternational.org/FE.
Many people are scared about financial education. If we tell people that we are actually going to teach you, we are going to inform you, and that we are reaching out to you, once they start coming to our sessions, they actually realize, oh, this is fantastic.
Even though they are low-income earners, they've been able to see that they also matter, and with whatever money they have rights and they have responsibilities, and it feels good when you actually can give somebody advice that they can go back and actually put it to practice and come back and say that this actually worked out for me.
This project, it is having a positive impact to them. It is really satisfying when people come and appreciate and say this is really a gift, a wonderful gift for us.